Welcome back. It may not always sound like it, but in Washington, legislation is about legislation, but it's also about people. And you would think legislation aimed in its drafting at helping children in this country battle cancer would swiftly make its way to any president's desk. But a bill just signed by President Trump Tuesday was met with years of delays for all sorts of political reasons. The new law is known as the Michaela-Neyland Give Kids a Chance Act. What it does is it expands and accelerates access to pediatric drug research, put some money behind it. For various reasons, as I mentioned a moment ago, Senators Rand Paul, Bernie Sanders objected to it, delaying it, come very close to passage, then it would be delayed, close to passage again, then shelved. Well, now it's law. And among those who could be helped, 10-year-old Charlotte Evans. She's been fighting bone cancer for almost 2 years. Her parents, Jessica and Daniel, join me now. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Tell me about Charlotte and what this could do to help the situation you and she find herself in.
Charlotte's a fighter. I mean, she's an active swimmer, as you see in the photos, and she, took and has taken every step along the way with grace and determination. On her 1-year anniversary of having a prosthetic put in her leg, she was helping her swim team win a relay to help close out the meet for that district, actually.
Divisionals.
Yeah, and so she's a fighter, and then we experienced a relapse shortly, literally a week later. We discovered the relapse, so she was swimming that leg with, the metastasis in her lungs. So now she's, we've been through several rounds of treatment to continue to fight that battle.
It started, Jessica, as bone cancer, osteosarcoma, I believe is the terminology. Then it has morphed, as you just indicated, Daniel, into something in her lungs.
That's where osteosarcoma goes when it metastasizes.
Yeah. Okay, that's
so
the process.
Bone cancer.
Okay. You're going to move to California, as I understand, for more trials and interventions?
We don't have a lot of options in pediatric cancer. Only 4% of federal dollars go to pediatric cancer research, which is a shame for a country like ours and a shame for kids like my daughter. And so we need more options, and that's what we're doing in California. We're literally getting unique options just for her that were cleared by the FDA just for her, but aren't even available to all kids.
And did the legislation I summarized have anything that is specific or general to Charlotte?
More options, more incentives for drug companies to investigate and innovate.
And put some money behind this.
Yeah. But it's really the regulatory lifting, giving them more vouchers to incentivize them to do that drug interactions, and also giving more adult drugs to kids, or giving it as a possibility.
On a trial basis or experimental basis. And also this idea of maybe combining things to create a better result.
Yeah, it's got to be personalized. And we've discovered that in our journey. If we could have it faster, sooner in the process, some of these things 2 years ago, more research, but a hyper-personalization to each child. And, when there's only a handful of drugs specifically for children, not passed down through adult processes, I think we'll get there much faster.
Was this legislation, and it's many times it was stalled, high on your mind? Was it something you were tracking, or is it something you're now kind of aware of because you were so much in the trenches with Charlotte?
Oh, yeah, we were in the trenches. Yeah. I think we became aware of this in the last few months and wanted to participate in getting it passed to the extent that we could. Yeah.
And how, and this is a very difficult question, and I don't mean it to sound invasive, how is Charlotte doing?
I mean, we just finished a great week in Florida, got away from this snow, and
made a lot of memories.
Made amazing memories. And if you walked in our house today, you would see a smiling face, and you would see a kid that has a little limp and a bald head. But outside of that, you would think this is just a 10-year-old that's full of life.
And Jessica, that has to be, at a lot of different levels, super powerful for you. How she looks at life and how she looks up at you.
She's determined, to put it mildly. She has put her mind to doing everything she's asked to do. She takes medicine she doesn't want to take. She is nauseous when she doesn't want to be nauseous. She has learned to walk twice in a year.
Walk my audience through that. Why twice?
She had a major surgery that replaced most of her femur and her knee that was cancerous. She had to learn to walk again after that, and then she broke her ankle because the chemo makes your bones so weak that it snapped when she went on a bike, because she thought she could do it, and she could, except she came down hard. And so right when she finished her first cycles of chemo, she was also learning to walk again on that foot.
So 10 years old, she's actually learned to walk 3 times.
Yes, that's
Originally,
true.
and then twice.
Yeah.
That's, I think, clinical, classical definition of heroism.
She's
She's
tough.
my hero.
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
And does she ever wonder why? Like, why
yeah.
me? And
She doesn't spend a lot of time there. She usually confides.
because that's got to be the hardest thing for parents to
Yeah.
try to explain.
Yeah.
There is no explanation, and you
He
want
gets
to.
the tough ones.
Right.
You
answer.
want to fill
Yeah.
in that blank.
Yeah.
You want to fill in that blank.
Yeah. God only knows what the answer is or why, and we keep asking ourselves, but we will. The good news is she takes those moments and then she moves on to the next thing she's got to do.
And there's some tough things ahead, but there's some promise.
Say that again.
There's some tough treatments ahead, but probably because they're more immunotherapy treatments, they'll be a little bit easier than chemo. They won't be highly nauseating.
But we would
still
like
tough.
to have more
Yeah.
tools in the toolbox,
Way
to be
more.
honest. And that's
We're
what we
at
hope
the
this
end.
bill does. It provides more tools.
May that legislation do that
Yeah.
very thing. Provide tools, a better toolbox, more options. Can I ask a favor? Will you keep us up to date?
Absolutely.
And if there's good news, please come back.
We will.
I wish Charlotte and you the absolute best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.